The Dream 100 Show. The epicenter of influence, collaboration, and exponential growth. You're about to discover the power of relationships. Dream 100 relationships. And you're one relationship away from a totally different business and life. This is your host, Michael Tesner.
Hey there! So first off, Merry Christmas. I'm shooting this 2 days before Christmas, but this year the episode is going live on Christmas Day. So if you celebrate Christmas, have a Merry Christmas from my family to yours. In today's episode of the Dream 100 show, I actually wanted to talk about holiday marketing. And I wanted to kind of add some other layers to it. So there's been a lot of questions around like Black Friday promotions. Michael, I didn't see the lift that I was hoping for Black Friday. And when does it make sense to do certain promotions? And then how does this actually tie into the gifting strategy? And just a whole variety of things as a whole. So I'm going to give you some asterisks, if that's a word, as we go throughout. But the first one that I'm going to give is that we're going to talk about a variety of holidays. I'm not going to go into every single holiday, but this will be a little bit dependent on your audience. So for example, if the lion's share of your audience celebrates Christmas, then you should be doing something around Christmas. Now, it's a little late right now, but if your audience doesn't celebrate certain holidays and it's going to cause a big uproar, then you have to obviously make that decision. So I'm not looking to get into any kind of politics stuff or religion. That's not what I'm looking for. But what I'm saying is the data is showing that when you leverage holiday promotions into your marketing, there's a lift between 10 and 30%. So if you think like a marketer, think about where people's time is going and where their mind is as of right now. So right now, today, I'll give you some examples and then I'll fast forward a little bit. So their mind is on, holy crap, the holidays are in 2 days. I'm not prepared. Do I have enough gifts? I'm stressed out. Is my work, am I going to miss a bunch of stuff at work? What days off do I have? Like, this is not the time for you to be doing any big email marketing or any big pushes or promotions. You got to meet them where they are, as I call it, marketing in the moment. And the moment is not right as we speak. But where does their mind go in January? So there's this little thing that happens once a year between the 31st and the 1st, is that a new year comes. And while physically, nothing really changes between the 31st and the 1st. Mentally, a lot of things change. Now, the data shows that a lot of that change starts to fade. In particular, like if you want to get healthy, it fades after the first few weeks. You set your resolutions and you don't hit them. Okay, fine. But where is their mind? Where's their time? What are they seeing? What are they hearing all around them? So if you know that your marketing message is one of tens of thousands every single day. We're at a war for attention. If you know that yours is one, but a lot of those others talk about new year, new year, new year, new you, new opportunities, new fitness goals, new money ideas, new house, whatever. So all the different types of businesses that are trying to get your money, if they're all starting to echo this concept of new year, fresh year, and that's where your mindset, that prospect, that buyer's mindset goes, I need you to capitalize on that upward trend. So the easiest month of the year to market to, in my opinion, is January. Now, unless you are a landscaper in Buffalo, New York, you're not really going to market in January. Maybe some light branding ads, but for most businesses, January is a great month to market. So you want to look at all the marketing that you're doing, and I like to have a theme that I call anchoring. You anchor a theme for the month. I don't like to do this weekly. I like to do it for the entire month. The easy theme for January would be New year, new you. New year, new business. Like whatever you are selling or promoting, you're going to anchor it with the New Year celebration. And what I want you to do is I want you to update a banner on your website. I want you to have a variety of social media posts with that same message. I want you to have any advertising you're doing, Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok. I want a video with this message. I want your salespeople, if you have them, to know the message. I want your email signature files to have this message. I want it anchored, and then I want it consistent across every potential touch point that a prospect might have. So you build that congruency, you build that experience throughout the entire process. So, for example, if you're selling a digital product, maybe it's coaching or something like that. Perfect month, new year, new opportunities. If you have an e-commerce product, welcome to the new year. New year, new savings, new innovation. Like you want to tie in some stuff for January. Now I'm going to look at a few other months, and then I want to talk about some gifting stuff. February is another easy month. You have a hallmark holiday, which is Valentine's Day. But what I like about Valentine's Day in the month of February is that some of the excitement from New Year has kind of already died down. Oh, now it's February. It's a shorter month. And depending on where you're located, if you're on the East Coast, the weather probably isn't amazing. It just snowed half a foot this morning as I was driving to the office. So you kind of have some of that winter blues, but love is a good topic to monetize. And while it's a hallmark holiday, Valentine's Day is an easy theme for the month of February, but it's easy for a business owner. We love our customers. We love our community. We love our patrons. We love X. You do the same thing. You anchor the theme. Could even be a referral campaign if you're in a business that takes referrals. Website banner, social media graphics, email copy, videos, email signature, banners. Now, I'm not saying you need to go and necessarily, if you have a retail location, go buy a $20,000 new sign every month. But if you have some window clings that you can get updated, some easy banners that maybe it's a few $100s to replace, I want to make sure that the experience is, again, congruent. It feels like they're stepping into that particular month and you've got that theme echoed. Now, what I like about Valentine's Day is that it's not necessarily a big gifting holiday. So with the Dream 100, when we talk about gifts, we strategically give gifts. We give gifts that are at minimum $50, but typically $100 on up. We give gifts to people that come on our podcast as thank yous. We give gifts to associations that we join, places that we speak at, but also we give gifts to play on the law of reciprocity to try and get our foot in the door with a potential Dream 100 relationship. Well, the month of December is the worst month to send gifts. It's the absolute worst month, unless your gift is going to stand out. My favorite gift that we sent this year was actually a little bit of a pivot that we made. So I'm not going to recap the whole gifting strategy. There's probably at least 5 episodes I've done on gifting. But the premise is that the more personal gift, the better. The addition to that is that the more useful the gift, the better as well. So we sent out a lot of Cutco knives this year. Thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. Not tens of thousands of knives, but tens of thousands of dollars. Now, what I didn't know, oddly enough, is that the company is 90 minutes from my house, so that's kind of fun as well. But what I loved about those knives was that they're extremely useful. The brand is well known, so when someone is getting, they're like, "Whoa, like this is a really nice gift." And December, while it's a gifting month and things can often get lost in the shuffle, if you gave the gift early enough and gave them something that they could use at the holiday, then it's also a talking piece. But any month that isn't historically a big gifting month is a good month to gift. I like to send these gifts when people are not expecting them. They're not expecting to get something in the month of February. So it could be we love our customers, here's a gift. Now, if you're aiming to get in with a Dream 100 prospect, the message won't be we love our customers. Maybe the message is we'd love to find some ways to collaborate. You invest a few $100s in a gift, you have their family name engraved on these knives, and you send it. And then you execute the rest of the Dream 100 process. Now, if you think about some of the other months, there's, again, easy months to do things. But if you start to think about your calendar more in months, is just the human psychology and where their mindset goes is they're looking at what's in front of them, and then they're maybe looking a few weeks out. So January is all about, again, new year, I gotta make some changes, I need to get this moving, I gotta get that done, I need to improve my financial future, they look at the core areas. Wealth, health, happiness, marriage, kids, community, spirituality. You tie into those different items. Come February, Valentine's Day is a big thing that they're talking about. Then you move into the months where we've got, I was going to say summer break, but you've got an Easter break and the Easter holiday. Now that's a little bit of a trickier one. So I like to look at things like St. Patrick's Day. We're lucky to have you. We're lucky. We want to send so you can build some fun gifts around St. Patrick's Day. Now, as you know, I've talked about not sending alcohol unless you're 100% confident that the person either, likes alcohol or because there are too many potential nuances there that you could get yourself into trouble. I also never recommend sending clothing. So we try and send things that are going to be fun and useful, but you could build a really fun gift around St. Patrick's Day. And then if you think about the remainder of the year, you want to be strategic. What are people thinking about in July? 4th of July, fireworks, barbecuing. Those are the three things. So why not plan some interesting marketing, some interesting gifting around that? Why not put some gifts together that are maybe a high-end barbecue set? Maybe it has their family name on them. And you're using that as your Dream 100 gift. And then all of your marketing, again, is tied into that holiday. Now, the other fun thing for next year is that it's the 250th celebration of America. 250 years. So you could have something fun there. But if you know that is where their, not even just their time, but where their mind is going to be, and then you meet them where they're at, but it also starts to help your marketing stand out. And you might say, well, Michael, if everyone is advertising 4th of July, oddly enough, the people that tend to only be advertising with holidays are like retailers. So you're going to stand out if you have the congruency, so everything matches the experience from website to if you have a retail location. So that'll all match. But how many generic service businesses do you know that play off a holiday? Very few. Very, very few. So what I want you to do is to start to build out the calendar. Now there's also all those wacky holidays. What I don't love about the wacky holidays is that I'm looking for it to be a theme for the month. New Year, for example, easy one. February, love, Valentine's Day, red, that's an easy one. But I want you to look at, okay, great, well, what do we want to have for these other months? How do we want to theme it? Obviously, you've got Thanksgiving is another easy one. The holidays is the easiest, I guess, of December. But I want you to look at what can you get ready to go for the first 3 months of the year, and then tie that into some of the Dream 100 gifting to match your particular theme. For example, maybe you're sending a really nice fondue kit in the month of February. And it's chocolates, and you're sending you literally build these baskets with the machine, and maybe that's a $200 gift. That will get attention. That will drive you results. Get yourself going. Get ahead of the curve and start to plan out not only the next 3 months, but ideally the entire year with your holiday themes, and then building out where you want to be strategically gifting. And as we discussed, you typically want to be sending a gift every 3 months to these Dream 100 relationships. Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus if you're a Seinfeld lover. I'm so grateful for you, my listener. Tune in next week. I'm going to recap the top 5 most listened to sessions of this year. See you next week. Bye. Michael Zasner signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'll see you next week.